Hey guys, we're here with Lisa, the lender from Geneva Financial. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about today on why I believe that it's the best time to buy at kind of the end of 2024 here in Las Vegas. No one has a crystal ball. No one can tell you 110% that right now is the best time, but I believe now is because everybody right now is waiting for what to happen in the market, Lisa.
For the mortgage interest hit rock bottom.
Right. We're all waiting for 2020, the doom and gloom, COVID prices of 2.5%, 3% interest rates, right? But the problem with that is when interest rates go down, even you watching this, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to go out and buy a house. Everybody's going to be back in the game, back in the market, in which drives prices what? Up, right? Mm-hmm. So when everybody's back in the market, that creates more competition. That creates people to start making crazy offers again on 20, 30, 50,000 plus over appraised value, waiving contingencies, waiving appraisals. That's the kind of stuff that was going on back in 2020 to 2022.
And unfortunately, at the time, the difference, we couldn't let the buyer finance that part, meaning they all had to pay out of their pocket. Right. Had to be all cash. And that's a lot of money on top of a down payment and closing costs.
Right. And I did a few like that, and I'm like, wow, I even cringed myself. I'm like, wow, this person's paying $100,000 over appraised value cash out of their pocket, meaning if the bank appraises the house for, let's use a basic number of $500,000, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if that person negotiates to pay $600,000 because there's 25 offers on the place and they're trying to beat everybody out, the bank isn't going to give you $600,000, right? They're only going to give you a max amount, and I have to cover a check to cover that balance difference.
Right. And then not only that, home appreciation rate is like 5%, even 5.5% sometimes per year. Let's say $400,000 home. Today, if you're waiting until the rates hit rock bottom, the home price is going to be way up. So you're going to have to pay a lot of money for the same exact house.
Right. Yeah, it's just crazy. So you can't really time it. I always say there's never a good time to buy except for when the time is right for you. But if you're waiting for that perfect time and the rates to be 2.5 again and to get today's price of the house, it's going to be a really tough gamble. But hey, we are in Las Vegas, right? That's what we do. We gamble here. But don't gamble on your biggest investment of your life, which is your house.
That's right. You need to purchase a house when you are ready. Unless you're professional investors, you need to buy a house when you really need it.
Yeah, speaking of professional investors, it's kind of funny how you look back. Most of the properties that were bought since 2020 to now were mostly like the big corporations. Isn't that funny?
It
so
is.
They see something that us as average consumers don't.
Right.
So they want you to become renters, not home buyers. Yeah, that's an hour podcast later next week. But these big companies, they want you to rent from them. So they're buying them all up and they think the rates today are pretty good. And they're financing big money and multi-hundreds of millions of dollars to buy these properties. And then what they're doing is they're real quick after a couple weeks painting them up, fixing them up, and they're renting them back to people that can't qualify and buy a house, right?
Right.
But they can get a house to rent for $2,500 a month.
Federal Reserve, they're looking at the job market as well. While you have a good income right now, that's another aspect that you need to take a look at. So while you can afford, you should probably get a loan and lock it down. Not just the only interest rate. So many different factors that you need to look into.
Yeah, we've all heard the saying by now that says, date the rate, but marry the price of the home, right?
It's actually true. It is true.
Yeah, it is, because the reason being to that is you can always change the rate. But if I buy the house for, let's say, $500,000, you can't go back 2-3 years later and go, hey, can you shave off 20 grand because the market went down? No, you still owe that money. So, but you can always refinance and get a better rate if rates go down.
Yep. That's the game of the appreciating asset.
And it's frustrating watching the stock market every day, because the average person that buys a house every 5, 10, or 15 years, they don't really have the, I don't want to say education, but they don't have the experience of buying and selling and seeing transactions happen on a weekly basis. I mean, I see 3, 4, 5 deals every week from the team come across my desk, and I see all the creative financing going on and all the transactions. And multimillionaires are at an advantage because they have financial advisors that tell them these things. But the average person that makes, $60,000 a year and the husband makes $60,000-$70,000 a year, they don't have the people behind them to actually educate them. All they do is watch social media and say, hey, Bill in the cafeteria said he's waiting until interest rates go down to 2%. Well, Bill's going to be waiting a long time before he buys his house.
True. So listen to professionals like us. We do this every single day, daily basis. That's what we do. And then just to do your research.
So guys, if you liked it, go ahead and like and subscribe at the bottom, please, because more are going to be coming out as we go on. And we're going to get some good stuff to talk about in the next couple of days as well. So have a great weekend. Take care and make it a great day.